Well, what's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? I am the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. I am your host. And I don't know if anybody's going to show up or not, but I was kind of wanting to hang out for a little while and see if anybody else wanted to hang out. And I didn't know if anybody's got anything else to do. How's everybody out there doing? Okay. And y'all want to sit down and hang out with me, man? Here I am. I'm sitting here. Got a little bit laying down here on the porch, resting. There's Big Girl. Hey, Big Girl. Mm-hmm. What was that about? What were you saying there? What were you trying? What were you trying to tell her? Weirdo. Kind of wish I knew how to speak dog. You talk bollocks. What's up, mate? How's it across the pond? Oh, what's up, Jag? And you changed that fucking name so many damn times I can't keep up. Well, I mean, the weather is the biggest. That is a big factor in everything. And is there anything important? Anything anybody's got on their mind this afternoon? Me, I've got to hustle and do some fucking shit to get some fucking get some more work. Just not sure exactly what I'm going to do about that yet. Pilgrim, what's up? I don't get as many people over here on my live streams than some other people do. I'd be lucky to get like 10 people at a time, but that's okay. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what people want to hear, but it's like I don't really want to cater to what people want to hear. Sometimes I kind of, sometimes my approach is more like what you need to hear, but who cares? Nobody really gives a shit. you know? What's up, Carlos? We're all bored. Well, Pilgrim, come on up, dude, if you want. You know, I mean, I've got to find a way to become solvent, basically. That's my biggest thing. And I think that's probably a lot of people's problem too, is becoming solvent. Yeah. Where, I had some kind of like, what do you call it? Um, you know, what's that? I can't remember what it's called right offhand. That kind of income was like, for instance, like if I was to write a book and I put it up for sale, you know, I would basically, as long as that book sells forever, basically, I will always have money coming in. Uh, and I really don't have to do anything, because all I have to do is just write that book one time, and I can make repeatedly amount. I can't remember what that's called. Where you make that kind of income, where you just basically just do one thing one time, and boom, you can just like repeatedly make income off of that one thing over and over and over and over again. Where it's not like I don't have to have a factory and produce a shitload of these things. I can make it once, and then once I make it, I put it up for sale, and it repeatedly sells over and over and over and over and over again. I need that kind of income. I need to find that type of service or product that I can put out there for sale, where I can, do it one time and boom, and then, basically repeat it over and over and over and over. That would be cool. I just haven't found that yet. I don't know if I'll ever will in my lifetime. I have no idea. Or in this lifetime, maybe. I don't know. I hope I can. Way before I pass. Royalties. Kind of like royalties. Yeah, kind of like royalties. I mean, passive income. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's what I was thinking about. Passive income, but royalty income. It's similar to that, but passive income. It's basically, like I said, you just make that product or service one time, and that product or service gets repeated over and over again, sells it. Kind of like that book. I don't have to create the book. I don't have to write a book every time somebody wants to buy it, or something like that. I gotta just write the book one time. Kind of like somebody that makes an app. Somebody creates an app. Once they make the app, then it's just like, people buy the app or subscribe to the app, and that's that constant revenue coming in, that passive income, where you just basically got to sit there and wait for the damn check to come in the mail. You know what I mean? And then, God damn, uh, I would like to have something where I'd like to come up with something like that, where I can have that kind of thing. I know it can be done. I've seen it. I've seen other people do it, but I just haven't figured out my gimmick, if you will, like a better words. What can I create? I don't know how to write books, for one. You know what I'm saying? Um, in this day and age of AI, it's like, hell, they're trying to eliminate basically art, or at least human created art. And I start thinking about, because I'm kind of like an artist in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? I start thinking about even art. For instance, if I was to create a painting or a drawing or something, and then I just, like, that could be another passive income thing where I can create this art somewhere and then just sell prints of it, just like sell copies of it. And that would be like, that would be, a source of passive income kind of thing. But with this day and age of AI and all this shit, I mean, hell, why pay money for a print of some fucking drawing or something like that, where you can get AI to create some whatever you want in your, Well, see, at one time, man, and this is what I thought, and it's still probably the same. When I was growing up, I saw that. What's up, Snoop? I saw the two main things that made the most money or put it this way, I saw the most money being flaunted was either from music or movies. Those two things right there, like for instance, if I made some music or whatever, that could be a source of passive income, or I made a movie. And but I haven't dabbled in making music in over 20 years, so yeah, probably 30 years or something like that. Um, but even then, you think about, like I said, when it comes down to the AI stuff, it's like, this AI generated fucking music and AI generated art. Hell, even you get into the movie scenario, you get down to the point now where you can almost compute, AI generate a whole fucking movie that seems better than the goddamn regular movies with actors in it. What's up? What's up, Zach? No, I'm not gonna fucking sing, Snooks. Uh, some trendy video game. See, that's the thing. I don't know how to do all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Put it this way. And this is where, even when it comes down to employment, when it comes down to me, I've done mostly manual labor jobs most of my life. So that's all I know how to do. You know what I mean? I know how to do a lot of different manual labor jobs. You know, um, I've got a lot of different skills on that end of it. But when it comes down, like for instance, like even electronics, I like the hardware part of it versus the software part of it. I never really got interested, or well, I mean, I am interested, but I mean, I've never really pursued any kind of interest when it comes down to the software part. And because I like to, get inside the thing. I like to crack it open and do like internal diagnostic shit. You know what I mean? I like doing that kind of shit. I've never really had any schooling doing that, but I like doing it. And then, like I said, I mean, the only thing I really know how to do, basically, even for like employment, is like fucking manual labor jobs. You know, I've never had a job where I sit at a fucking desk and fucking stare at a computer screen. I've never had a job doing that. I don't really know how to do that. I mean, yeah, I can stare at a screen. I can stare at a screen, but I don't know how to do jobs like that. Plus, I don't know. I'm not, I like to have the least amount of contact with people. you know, I mean, no offense, y'all, but I mean, I like the jobs where I'm with my by myself or with maybe one or two other people or something like that, and that's about the extent. Grumpy as hell. I'm in a mood, Snug. I'm in a mood. I've had some recent stuff happen in my personal life, so I mean, things are got me in a mood. So if I seem grumpy, that's why. No, I'm just explaining myself to anybody else that might see the same thing, Snooks. I mean, seriously, if I seem grumpy, I'm in a mood. That's the reason why I was like, I'm kind of like I just need to go out and kind of hang out with some people. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I wanted to go over. That's why I was over on Carl's live stream and just kind of wanted to hang out. If and you're welcome up, Snooks. If you want to fucking give me shit, you're welcome up on panel. Uh, but I'm not going to get into the personal shit, especially not on live. I mean, if anything, maybe backstage, but other than that, I'm not going to get into it. I'll talk around it. It was like what I was mentioning over on Carl's live stream. You know, um, from my experience, I know for myself, I become my own worst enemy sometimes, and I have a really bad habit of screwing shit up for myself when things start looking good. I've done it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's something subconscious where I can't stop myself. I'll do something just stupid enough to screw everything up. It's not necessarily like malicious. It's just stupid. I make bad decisions sometimes. And Zach, you're welcome up too. I like you, bud. Welcome up if you wanted to come up. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I mean, I've heard the old term, "You are your worst enemy," and I mean, I can almost see that for myself. I could definitely, I self sabotage sometimes. I self sabotage things. I mean, I have every once in a while I have some good things that really come into my life, and I totally screw them up, and I end up disappointing a lot of people. Which and I've said this before to other people, people that are close to me. I said it. I was like, man, listen, don't you ever expect anything from me. I mean, because expectations always lead to disappointment. So you should never ever expect anything from me. Like I said, I have a it's not like I sabotage and things for other people. I just sabotage shit for myself. You know what I mean? Um, right on, Zach. Right on. Enchiladas. Holy shit! You start mentioning food. Next thing you know, Virginia will show up. You either mention food or buttholes, and she'll show up. That's like Beetlejuice to Virginia. No worries, Snugs. I ain't worried about it. It's funny though. I mean, Virginia. She's she's definitely one of the cool kids. Tacos are easy. I like tacos. Uh, what's going on? We got no, not a whole lot. What? I mean, you're welcome up too, Watt, if you want to come up. I mean, I'm just hanging out. I just really wanted to just hang out, talk with people, and kind of I'm really I'm in kind of a mood. I've had some personal shit happen in my life recently that just kind of put me in a mood. Just wanted to kind of hang out, kind of take my mind off of certain things and other shit. And like I said, I'm extending the invitation for anybody that wants to come up on panel, especially if I know you. I mean, if I don't know you, uh, you know, kind of weird. I don't really want to. I have to get to know you first. I'm not eating anything. That's a little bit of your munching down on her dog food. That's what she. That's what. I'm not eating anything. I mean, what's up, Indy? If that's what you hear, is the crunching sounds. That's a little bit eating her dog food. Well, uh, oh, right on. What? Yeah. So what? What? Do you even know what a broom is? I mean, do all electricians just don't have any idea what a broom is? I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know. I've been a carpenter framer most of my life. I've done a little bit of electrical and stuff like that, and plumbing and stuff like that. So the little ribbing between trades is It's funny because I mean, seriously, it seems like sometimes I don't even know if they even some electricians don't even know what a broom is. It's kind of funny. 'Cause they leave everything. Was it on? Oh, you like to keep things neat and order. Yeah, I hear you. Some electricians, man, and I mean, you know, you sit there and you look at the carpenter's mess, you look at the plumber's mess, you know, look at the electrician's mess. Oh my gosh, it seems like the electricians are the worst. Um, but it's not all the time, man. Some people take pride in their work. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's this one chick that I follow here on YouTube and stuff. Oh man, I can't remember her name, but she's an electrician. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. When she wires up a fucking breaker box, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's like fucking artwork, man. It is beautiful what she does. I mean, I just love watching her do that. You know what I mean? You know, sitting here just, you know, pulling all the wires through the fucking building, whatever, and then wiring it into that damn breaker box. I'm serious. It's like every goddamn wire is fucking labeled. Everything's fucking. I mean, every wire is just bent just right or whatever. You know, uh, God, it is like a work of art. I so enjoy watching that shit. And I love that some people actually take that kind of pride in their work. I don't see it every day. It's very oh, there you go. What's up, man? Oh, right on. Yeah.
Just out here in the big city of Hepzibah, Georgia. You know,
Is that just one house or is that like a development that's out there?
nah, this is just one house. There
Okay.
used to be a house on this property years ago. This property kind of sat empty. I don't know if you can see across the street. Most of the homes in this area, they're older. This isn't a neighborhood, but let's see. I may have to mute because we got music playing. But I'm gonna just give you a little walkthrough.
Oh, right on.
Let me see. Well, it's a commercial now. Yeah, we'll have can lights. All these wires hanging down. Those will be can lights out here on the front porch. They're gonna have all that built up. That's gonna be a column that's gonna sit right there. Let's get 20% off your first 6 months at core.com/. It's the back porch right here. Pretty good sized back porch. Can lights going up in there. Fan will be right there. I like this. I like this builder's design, especially in the south. You can open up your front door to your back door, and you got your nice little breeze through there.
Yeah, that's that. I guess with back in the old days, they just called it like a shotgun house because you can go straight from one front door to the back door.
Can lights go in
That's
there.
definitely a
Fans in
bigger.
the middle.
Yeah, that's a lot of house,
See,
man, for
one,
one. You
two,
know, I mean, how many
three,
people are
four,
supposed to be living in that thing? You know what I mean?
5 bedroom. 1, 2, 3. 5 bedroom, 4 bath.
Damn.
We got all this. Everything back here on this half of the house is done. We're working our way through the kitchen and working back out through the garage. All our switches and home runs. There's a bathroom, and then directly on the other side, there's another bathroom. All your all your switches and travelers that go to different. The other switch down in the hallway, it goes to this wire. That way, you can cut your lights on there, or you can cut them on right here. That type of thing. Another bedroom, pretty standard. Ceiling fan in the middle. Small little bathroom right here.
Yeah, it's all one level too. So there's no second story, is there?
Now, it's not uncommon to see. Uh,
It's look at all that space up there in the attic, though, man. There's so much space up there.
oh yeah, yeah, and it's not uncommon to see houses in the South with like basements, but because of our water table and the type of clay and soil we have, it kind of makes it harder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of
The same
homes up
down here.
north.
Yeah,
This
same
is
down
it.
here in Florida.
It's the
Yeah.
kitchen area right here. It's gonna be like your sink and hookup cabinetry. It's gonna be your range right there. It's gonna be cabinets over there, all outlets, countertop outlets. I think they got this classified as the dining room or study. Yeah, it's a pretty good size house. I think it's probably like right at 3,500 square feet.
What is that? A 3-car garage or what
Two,
is that?
two car.
2-car? Yeah.
I just posted a short of a video I did the other day from a house we just wrapped up. They got a three car garage. It's the I guess you'd say this the bedroom. Coming into the master bathroom here, it's gonna be like your sink and countertops. It's gonna be your I think it's gonna have a stand up shower, and this whole wall right here is just like one big shower and bath area. I
Wow.
forget how they're
Yeah.
gonna do it. Huge walk in closet. Oh, this is just closet space.
Damn.
The closet comes directly into your laundry room right here. The panel we mount is going to be right here in the garage. It's where we pull all our home runs and everything into.
Okay. Dude, if you think about it, man, when you get to when you get to start wiring up that damn panel, man, take a video of that shit or something, man. Because I mean, I enjoy watching that shit. I enjoy watching other people do good work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely do that. I got a bunch of videos and stuff on my phone and stuff recorded. I just got to post them at times. I just kind of post little simple videos, but we about got
Yeah.
this house wrapped up. We ain't even got 2 full days in it, just me and one guy, me and my coworker. We'll have all the inside stuff pulled today. Next trip we come back, we'll pull all the big 220s, the stove lines, the service wire, the dryer, air conditioner, condenser, and then get this back
Yeah.
porch wired in.
It's actually pretty. I mean, unless you got to fight the damn the what the carpenters did and the fucking plumbers did ahead of you. I mean, otherwise, man, when it's like a freshly built home like that, it's easy to pull all that shit.
Oh yeah,
So you start getting into like remodels. That's a whole nother playground right there.
I enjoy all of it, but if I had to have a preference on what I prefer new construction. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
wide open. You ain't got to fight with nothing. Usually 9 times out of 10, we let the plumbers and the HVAC come in, so we ain't got to fight and dance around them. Let them get all their lines pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm working on, my friend. This is what's going on here in the big city of Hepzibah, Georgia.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you cooking.
These clowns, they don't even know what's going on, wingnut. Well, shit, I ain't gonna tie you up. I just figured I'd hop up here for a minute and show you what's going on.
Yeah. Well, that man, I appreciate that, man. You know,
Definitely.
um,
But yeah, once we get to the panel stage, I'll definitely shoot a video of us wiring all that up and getting all that in.
that would be kind of cool. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I appreciate looking at stuff like that. Because not only that, I mean, I appreciate the workmanship. I also appreciate that I can probably learn something from it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I learned how to wire up 220 just by watching a friend of mine do it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Oh, I didn't know anything about electrical when I started. I've been with this company about going on a decade now. I didn't know anything about electrical per se. I could do your basics. I could replace an outlet and a switch. You know how I took it off, put another one on, or put a fan up. But yeah, most everything I've learned has been in the field, seeing people that know how to do it the right way, and just eventually you
right.
just catch on to it. Muscle memory. A lot of this stuff's repetition. The size of the houses may change, the demand of the power they want may change, but the concept is still the same.
Have you done any solar hookups and stuff, or is it just
Yeah,
all
we do some. We do this. There's a company, man. What's it? It's I think they're called Solar Tech. They're out of California. We did a few jobs for them. They kind of come in. If somebody wants to get their product, they'll send somebody in. They'll come out. They'll get a custom layout to their house. They'll build a format layout depending on where the sun is received on the house. But we've did a few of those. Yeah, they can be kind of aggravating and time consuming because it's just so much paperwork. You got to do all the paperwork and everything that the solar company wants. You got to do everything that the power company wants, and at the same time, you got to make the customer happy.
Right.
But yeah, we've did a few of those. We actually sent a crew about a year and a half ago, about 30 minutes south of here. We have here where I'm at, there's two main power companies, Georgia Power and Jefferson EMC. Jefferson, they just built this massive solar farm generating facility about 30 minutes south of where I'm at. And we had a couple guys kind of go down there, not really like to do work, but like just kind of like consulting and helping them, as need be. They had like a whole crew of like guys that do that type of stuff.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, man. And this is just my opinion. I think instead of putting like big solar farms out there on a goddamn big piece of property, we should put fucking solar panels on top of every freaking parking lot. You know what I mean? Because that's where our solar farm is, right there where our parking lot is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what it should be instead. Because I mean, you're taking up actual farmland or just rural land or whatever, and then putting damn solar panels on it. Oh my god! You're not really making, in my opinion, the best use of that shit.
It's a pretty good lot. The neighbors aren't too close. Like I said, most of these houses, shoot, they were built long before I was even thought of. If I can't find a shady spot for a minute.
So
You said it's 90 degrees. I feel all 90 degrees of it right now.
oh yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more cloudy over here where I'm at the moment.
What's today's date? Day 23 of no April showers. Still no April showers. Oh, yeah. Thank God for shade.
We got a little tiny bit yesterday, just enough to get the ground wet. That was about it. And I think we got some rain coming this coming week. I think. But that's what they're calling for. Like Saturday and Sunday, they're talking about fucking rain. So that's a good thing, I guess. I mean, I know a lot of people, their plants need fucking watering right now.
Yeah. I've made other arrangements and stuff to keep all my stuff watered. I mean, I'm making the best of it, but yeah, it's been over a month, no rain. It hadn't rained none this month. I think the last time it rained was about mid March, and it poured down one Monday. It poured down all day. We didn't even work that day. It was just you couldn't do nothing. You couldn't go in and out of people's homes and do service calls. Being like that and jobs like this definitely get put on hold. I forget what date that was, but it's been at least a month.
Yeah. KP, you need some cloud seeding. Yeah, shit.
I'm surprised you can even hear me out here in the country. My signal ain't the best.
Oh, I got you loud and clear on my end, man.
Damn, it seems like I come in clearer with crappy signal, I get home and get on my Taco Bell Wi-Fi and it just hits the fan. How is that even possible in the human world?
Well, I have a lot of theories behind that, but because I mean, there's a lot of stuff, man. I think it's done on purpose when it comes down to all the design obsolescence in every service, every product. You know what I mean? That's why we get nothing but crap nowadays. It's a consumerism thing. If we just get away from that consumerism fucking like mentality in this nation, and it'll be a lot better. We need to start producing instead of consuming.
Yeah, that's what I seen. I was watching some video the other day, and the whole premise, theme, or title of it was kind of like, "Are you a consumer or are you a producer?" And then it went down a couple different, little monologues and stuff, but that was kind of like the gist of it. Are you a consumer or are you a producer? Yeah, it's one of them little. Well, you probably can't see in my video. There went the police chief riding by. This is like one of them little small towns in Georgia where like the police chief is everything. He's the police chief, he's the fire chief, he's the inspector, he's the postmaster general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know. I kind of live near a city like that or a town, whatever. I call it a town, but they call it a city.
Yeah,
I mean, because I mean, I grew up in big cities, so I know what a city is. But looking,
yeah.
this is more like a damn town. You know what I mean? It's been that way forever. You know? I mean,
Yeah,
actually,
you can see the clouds here today. Yesterday, the air quality was so horrible with all the smoke and stuff that they said was blowing in from all these different wildfires.
yeah. I mean, how far away is that from you anyway?
Well,
Now I think about it.
the ones in South Carolina aren't that far. They've been battling the fires in Trenton, South Carolina for some time, which is kind of bad because that's like a big portion of like farmland and like orchard region. Um, the ones in Georgia, there's several in Georgia. Most of them are to the south in South Georgia. They've been battling those, but yeah, the air quality here yesterday was horrible. I mean, you could just smell smoke in the air all day. You could to look at the clouds, you couldn't really distinguish the clouds from the sky, but today it's a little bit better. But yeah, that's what I got going on. It's just kind of like what it looks like on my day to day life when I'm not in Watts World. Yeah. Well, shoot, man, let me get back at it. I still got about 3,000 more feet of wire to pull for the day's done.
Well, hey, I will catch you on the flip side. Boy. I really
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
I appreciate you having me up and
Yeah,
got to give you a little tour of what's going on.
yeah. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. You too.
Yeah. See, that's awesome, man. See, that's another one of the, you know, I, I, I've done that type of. I mean, I haven't done a lot of electrical work. I've done, like I said, mostly carpentry framing type of work, and it's one of the things I appreciate other tradesmen out there. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just it's one of the things I start thinking about with future scenarios. The AI stuff. Robotics and how a lot of that stuff's being automated. Blah blah blah. And I start thinking about eventually they would want to automate even those trades. You know what I mean? Where that would all be done by robots and shit like that. Uh, I mean, it would probably take a while to get to that point. I mean, there are robots out there that can hang drywall. I mean, that's just, I'm like, come on now. Saying, and there is, I mean, if it became economical and popular, there are ways of 3D printing houses. You know what I mean? Uh, Building houses, young men can. I get that too. I'm 51 years old. I've put my body through a lot of shit over the years. So I'm not exactly as spry as I used to be. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get on a fucking roof again. I don't want to fuck around with damn concrete shit. I don't want, there's a lot of stuff I just don't want to fuck with anymore. You know what I mean? Because I've done it. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking subject myself to it. You know what I mean? Long hours, uh, certain types of jobs is fucking craziness. I mean, I did roofing for a long time, for I don't know, a few years. I can't stand doing roofing. I fucking hate it. Uh, Especially down here in Florida in the heat. On a fucking roof in the fucking summertime when it's like 100 and some odd degrees. It's fucking bullshit. I don't want to do that shit. I leave that. I'll give that goddamn job to the robots if they want to fucking do it. Pilgrim, I've thought of. See, I thought of a lot of different stuff when it comes down like building with cob, which is like basically mud and straw, or using hemp instead of the straw. The thing is, it's like in my local area down here in Florida, I don't know if like, cob building or, like, what do you call it? Just like mud brick type of shit would would be good in this environment. Now I can see that in a more desert, drier climate, but here I don't know if I can do that here because it's just too fucking wet. It's too wet. Um, I was looking into earth ships at one time, maybe doing that here because it's nobody's done one here in Florida, and like just building them out of like, old tires that you pack dirt inside. That's an idea. I also looked into those other type of buildings where they use like very long sandbags and basically, you know, creating, the house, the exterior of the house with those, just kind of like laying these long sandbags out full of sand and packing it down and doing it and building the exterior of the house that way. I was trying to think of different ways to have, to maybe build in something off grid type of scenario and also hurricane proof. I mean, the dome homes around here. There's a few dome homes, not very many, but a few dome homes around here that weather fucking hurricanes really good. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's probably the best shape of type of home to have in these type of, especially in a hurricane prone area. You know, yeah, the 3D printed homes. See, if it got down to the point where the 3D printed thing became economical and normal, basically, and also, it could be economical but yet profitable for the company. They would you'd see them more often, and next thing you know, we wouldn't have to have house, uh, builders, a whole lot of house, that type of trade when it comes down to the carpentry using wood and blah blah blah. Everything would be turned into this fucking concrete. Wouldn't that be? I just had a fucking a thought in my mind. What if in the future? Well, I mean, there are people that actually they consider some of these AIs like their girlfriends and shit. Right? Let's say you had an AI girlfriend, right? And then for some reason you guys broke up, and then and then you got another AI girlfriend, and your ex AI girlfriend hacked your AI girlfriend that you got now. I don't know. That's the type of shit that rolls around in my mind at times, and that's exact. I was just thinking, like, that would kind of suck having an ex AI girlfriend coming after you, or Brandon was today years old when found out that the government doesn't allow free thinking. You are today years old. Dystopia world problems. Yeah. Like, what was that movie, Her, where that guy was like dating that fucking AI chatbot? It's like, that would fucking suck. Can you imagine the damage an ex AI girlfriend that had a grudge against you, what that damn thing could do to your fucking life digitally. And who knows how far outside of the digital realm a scorned ex AI girlfriend. That would be an awesome fucking movie, actually. I don't know. It would be interesting anyway to see the type of shit this fucker, write a book now. Yeah, I just wrote a script right then. Just right then, I just wrote a script. That's the whole. That's the script right there. I mean, shit. I mean, that's what I see. That's the thing. It's like when I have things like that, I should fucking, get some way of like making it mine. This is my script. I thought of it. I just come up with it, and then now make a fucking movie or a book out of it. I'd never let a robot in my house. Hey, I mean, telling you, man. You think about it, man. If it gets good enough, or like for instance, okay, that was one of the things in the Terminator. See, okay, if you use Terminator and the Matrix, because the Terminator comes before the Matrix, if you use that as a timeline, right? It took a little while for the robots to get to the point where they had to disguise the robots as humans to pass through undetected behind enemy lines. So, I mean, eventually it's going to figure out a way, or it'll be helped into that where it will look like any one of us, you know. um, if they can get the mannerisms and the walk and all this other shit fucking down, and then have some really convincing fucking thin synthetic type of skin or something like that, man, it would, you'd almost have to have a metal detector at your front door to know if anybody's coming in your fucking front door that's a robot or not. You know what I mean? you know, I mean, can you imagine if it got to the point where we were actually paranoid enough, about robots coming in our house? You know, we hooked up fucking metal detectors to our damn front door just to tell us if there is one. You know? And then I start thinking, I mean, I start thinking of the hijinks and the fucking shit that XAI girlfriend can do. All the fucking the turmoil and the hijinks and all the kinds of crazy shit that it's just possible, that, or endless amount of fucking debauchery. India, I don't even know, man. I'm not even. I've actually thought about it a couple of times. I'm trying to think about the reasoning behind even the option of top chat and live chat. I mean, why is there even an option between the two? Why was that even put in there? You know, gives you the idea of choice of, I guess. I mean, reinforce that idea of choice. Otherwise, if it was only live chat and that was the only choice you have, people would start complaining that they don't have another choice. I don't know. It's weird. And I know the wind is blowing. I don't know if that's actually affecting the microphone or not, but I apologize if you guys hear the wind noise also at the same time. All those clouds up there in the sky right now is like pushing a lot of wind in. It's tech gaslighting. It could be. What's top chat? That's that the start thing. Well, like when you come in and to begin with, Carlos, when you come in into the into the live stream or whatever, and you're looking at the chat, most likely by default you're in top chat. If you, I think I can't remember what it is. I think on you go up to the little dots or the lines or whatever up there, and then or what was it? No, it's on the I can't remember right offhand. But anyway, you do like the little thing. It gives you an option to either top chat or live chat, and then you can tap either one. But it's by default when you first come in to a live stream, it's on top chat. And the only thing is, it's like live chat. I think it's just like it in top chat. There's some comments that get hidden. I don't know why. Some comments get hidden in top chat. If you're in live chat, you see all the comments. Oh, Ante, I dropped the link. Oh, thanks, Ante. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, I can't remember. I mean, I can't remember right offhand. It's a little different on an Android phone versus an iPhone, but but it's the same basic thing. You just there's a little thing you tap and it gives you the option, one or the two. Yeah, like I said, and India is like which is it's just tech fucking gaslighting. Um, on my phone, it's two lines called chat control, whatever. Yeah. So I mean, literally. I mean, what is the? I mean, why even give the option of the top chat where some comments are not even seen to you're not even they're not even coming up in the feed of the chat. Or they're like they're censoring certain things in top chat versus live chat. Why? I mean, I guess some people just like the censored part of it. I don't know. Why even give the choice? Why not just keep it just a live chat where you see every fucking comment that comes up? And that's another thing too. I cannot stand how YouTube is deleting fucking comments, man. It's like it never even shows up. It's like as soon as you push the fucking send button, it's like it's being deleted at that moment. It's like, well, the fucking communists are the ones that are got the fucking their hands on the reins when it comes down to Google and YouTube and all this other shit. I don't really think there is any platform out there that is completely out of the hands of the tentacles of the octopus, basically. That's why I push through, maybe, coming up with like even on the meshtastic stuff. If a lot of these mad scientists, fucking techie nerds, get together and start fucking really developing some just advancing on that technology of like meshtastic, and where we can send video and audio, not just text messages, across that type of network. And that would be sort of like kind of like what I was talking about when it comes down to the television as a communication device, using television frequencies, kind of like a transceiver of television, kind of like a CB radio. We're just using video. If we can, if we get enough, like, mad scientist type of guys out there that know some shit about electronics and electrical engineering and all this other stuff that can come up with our own independent fucking communication, like even our own YouTube type of a scenario, but off of their networks, off of their cell networks, off of their fucking infrastructure, off of that altogether, where we as people become the network and the infrastructure on our own. Yeah. Only then will we have some basically free speech scenarios, you know. Rumble is also, I mean, Palantir has a big part in Rumble. I mean, India, I mean, to be honest with you, that's my thing personally. I never, you know, I kind of, I try to stay away from Rumble as much. Now, I mean, I do go there every once in a while, but I do realize that Palantir has a big hand in Rumble. And you're right, Carlos. That's another thing too. You know, I started looking at these companies and stuff, and what they, you know, what the people behind it, and what they believe in. You know, when I was looking into AI stuff, I was looking into all the creators. You know, the guys that are actually writing the code and all this other shit. I started looking into them, and I started looking into their past. I started looking into their fucking parents. I started looking into their family and stuff like that, where they're coming from. And I started to realize a lot about a lot of these fucking AI, the guys that are creating this shit. And, they're not looking into our best interest. They're definitely not. And they're creating this for a whole nother scenario that most of us can't understand because it's not on our level. They're on a different level. It's not a higher level. It just happens to be a different level. And they're on that level, and neither one of us can understand each other because we're totally different, fucking, almost like mentally different species. We don't think the same. We don't. Our morals are not the same. Our values are not the same. You know, some of these fuckers, man, they actually think that they believe in that Depop type of scenario. They think that it is necessary. There's way too many people on the planet, that kind of thing. And they'll be happy to facilitate some means to correct that if they could. And some of these philanthropists out there are doing just that. I know, Cheryl. And that was the thing too. I mean, I still catch myself, when it comes down to it. Instead of saying, the jab or whatever, I would say, well, those are that was the cupcake that experimental shit, that experimental cupcake they were trying to force into all of us. You know what I mean? And it's the same kind of thing. It's like, well, shit. Now we got to change our language. We got to fucking hide what we really mean and say something different in code, just because otherwise it will get fucking censored. It'll never get heard. And that's the thing too. It's like we're and I don't like the idea of self censoring. And that's because they've gotten us to the point of so much fear of losing our fucking channel or whatever, where you just do it on your own and they don't have to do anything but just keep that fear going. Well, I mean, in Pilgrim, and I mean, and that is only because the ones that are trying to censor, I think they're the ones that are instilling the most fear into people. You know what I'm saying? They're instilling it in one way or another through, like, for instance, like on YouTube, the fear of losing your channel, or in the other world, the regular outside world, it's like being punished for saying, speaking, freely. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not like, you're not like inciting violence or anything like that. You're just speaking freely. And sometimes it's the literal truth that people in power don't want to be revealed into the public realm. Um, it comes down to actually, having the means to either enforce or defend your free speech. Do we really have it? You know, and that's a good point too. I mean, I said that thing. Same thing when it comes down to um, property taxes. There is no such thing as private property if you got to pay rent on it every year. I mean, it's not your private property. It's not your private. It's the city or the state or whatever has claimed ownership of that property, and they will put a lien on your property and seize it force if you don't give them their fucking their extortion fee that they charge every year at the point of a gun. They say a lot of the stuff, like even like income tax and stuff like that, they say like that it's like technically voluntary. Well, how can any of this stuff be voluntary when you got a gun being pointed to the head? I mean, that's more like coercion, or force, or even compulsion. You know, coerced, compelled, or forced. Those three things right there. Instigates a crime, in my opinion. If it's not voluntary, it's done by either coercion or compulsion or by force. That's not voluntary anymore. Yeah. I mean, they want to tax us all the way from birth till death, and even after you die. Because they got what the inheritance tax, the death tax. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, that's just stealing our wealth even after we're passed away. So our next generations don't have that, because that's how they hold on to their wealth, this multi-generational wealth. That's how they hold on to it. Right? They don't want us to have that opportunity to do that. They want to steal our wealth from the time we're born all the way to the time we're dead, and then they want to steal more of that wealth so you can't give it to your children. That's just the way it is, man. That's the way they've done it. It's by the point of a government gun. It's like the little city down here. If you're within the city limits, they want to force you at the point of a government gun. They want to force you to get on public utilities. All right. They will not allow you. They will make it illegal. They will make it against the law to put a well on your own property. All right. They want you. They want to force you to get on public water, public sewer, get the garbage fucking pickup, all that shit. They want all that because that's how the city makes their money, by stealing from people within their limits. It's like, you come in within my limits, therefore you have to pay me a tax, because they've claimed ownership, or they've claimed basically ownership over the whole area that's encompassing the city, sit within the city limits. They've claimed ownership of every inch of that. So if you want to live anywhere inside that, that imaginary line they've drawn on a map. See, I believe in private property. I believe in ownership. But the thing is like it's not the same thing when it's a city or a state entity because that's a legal fiction. It's not real. All right. But I believe in like individual, like human. Like this is my cave. You stay away from my fucking cave. This is my cave, my stuff, my crap. You leave my crap alone. You know what I mean? And if I want to put a fence around it, that's not an imaginary line, that's a physical line. And that's exactly what they've done when it comes down to it. It's just they've done it on imaginary plane. What's up, Joe? Well, Carlos, and you're right in a lot of ways, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's just that Agenda 2030. That fucking, the UN, the WEF, and all them motherfuckers, they all want to fucking become part of the New World Order and the fucking one world government over all fucking places around the world. And that's their whole plan, man. It's like, seems like everybody's in lockstep with that and head in that direction. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, it doesn't matter who, you vote for or whatever. It doesn't matter because it continues into that direction. A one world government, one world currency, a digital currency, and a digital fucking ID. Everything will be tokenized on this planet to the every single insect, every single fucking plant, every single living thing on this planet will be tokenized and be able to trade it on the international stock exchange. That's their plan. Even us, the living people, they want to be able to use us. That's the whole reason why the birth certificate was invented, so they can profit off of us and our labor, our time. And yet we sit on our asses. Well, Huckleberry, in a lot of ways, I guess the pot of boiling water hasn't gotten hot enough yet. You know, it's still feeling like a hot tub in here. And you know how a lot of people like to sit in hot tubs. So let me ask you, like I said, I was sitting there asking about this earlier, because I'm just talking from experience in my own life. I tend to self sabotage myself. Um, every time things start looking good, I end up doing something stupid and sabotaging the whole scenario. Well, I mean, sabotaging it for myself, not anybody else or doing any real damage or anything like that. Anything, just basically just sabotaging my own fucking situation. Sabotage his lessons. I agree, but this is what bothers me, Huckleberry. I've done this over and over and over and over and over and over again through my life. It's just it's something that's almost subconscious. It's like I can't help myself sometimes. I guess I'm not, and like I said, I'm not really trying to do anything malicious or anything like that. I just make a bad decision, and that just screws everything up. So what my thing is how to break that cycle. I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out, and it's starting to really bug me because it bothers me. Like you know, people start being proud of me for some reason or another, and next thing you know, I sabotage that somehow, and I end up disappointing them. And I hate that feeling. Because I'm not intentionally trying to do this shit. It's just something that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like a subconscious, almost like a subconscious kind of like sabotage for myself. And I started thinking about this on a grander scale. I'm sure other people have these moments where it's like, some stupid decision that you did or something like that just fucking screws everything up. And it's just because, and it was all your fault, but it was just fucking stupid. You know, it's just one of them things. Personal growth. It could be. I mean, I thought about that. I seriously thought about that. It's just like I'm afraid of things when they start getting good. I'm afraid of it all just being, you know, it's too good to be true type of thing. It's like when things start looking good, this never happens. This can't be real. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I sabotage it because somehow it's a weird psychological thing, man. I don't know how to correct that. I've thought about it. Afraid of the no new shit. It could be. I mean, it's weird. I guess we all have those fears in some way. Some of them rational, some of them irrational, I guess. I mean, the fear of being successful. Is, it, is that a real thing? I guess it is a real thing. I don't think everything is out to get me. I don't really think that. I know there are some elements in the world that we live in that are out to get to all of us. I'm just not saying everything's out to you. I never said that. I mean, I generally think there's more good in the world than there is anything else. It's just that the evil in the world and the chaos get the best publicity. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I start thinking about uh, Well, okay, okay, real American. Okay, I know successful people don't complain about stuff they can't control. Well, how much can successful people not control? I mean, you know, and I'll have to also push back on that. I do hear successful people complaining about things they can't control. Like, I'll give you an example, just one: climate change. It's a bullshit thing that they come up with on their own, and they really can't control it. So they think by just convincing the rest of us that this is an important thing and that we need to give our wealth to them and their and believe in their fucking occult. You know what I mean? To keep them fucking afloat. You know what I mean? That's one thing. And they want to control the fucking weather, and they want to have that fucking control. I mean, hell, the U.S. Air Force own the weather in 2026. You know what I'm saying? That has been in their plan for over a decade, and this is now a thing. I mean, there's so much geoengineering happening out there when it comes down to the weather, dude. You can basically, you want a hurricane? All right, we can cough one up. You know, skip a couple days and it'll be there. If you got enough money, you got enough power, you got enough pull, you got enough influence, you can get that shit done. Al Gore is still preaching, no, no shit, Huckleberry. I mean, what was it? Global warming, global cooling. It was going to it was going to burn the fucking planet. It was going to, catch on fire like a match, all the way up to like it's supposed to be another ice age, and the ozone layer is about to fucking go away. Got too many holes in it. And the whole goddamn atmosphere is just going to seep out into space. You know, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, you know, you can do a simple fucking science experiment, right? I mean, Mr. Wizard back in the day on public television fucking did this shit fucking decades ago. Yeah, fucking, he basically debunked the whole climate change fucking bullshit, you know, right? Literally, you can do this experiment at home right now. Take yourself a glass, a nice tall glass or something like that, all right? And then fill it full of ice cubes, all right? And then once you get that thing full of ice cubes, you put water in it, and you get all the way up to the exactly to the rim, not overflowing, just exactly right up to the rim. And then leave the room and come back when all that ice is melted. And I want you to tell me if that water had overflowed the cup or the glass, or it has gotten below the rim, or it stayed the same level. You tell me which one it had happened, and you'll find out why the whole like, oh, the melting of the ice caps is gonna make the fucking oceans rise like fucking 20 feet, blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever. Okay, go ahead. Do the experiment. Tell me what you find out. You know, it's simple things like that. It's the same thing with like this flat earth bullshit. There's simple experiments that somebody can do if they had the means to do it to fucking find out one way or the other. All you got to do is fucking do it. If you really, 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 really want to know if this is a big fucking, bubble with, ball, a ball and all this other shit versus a fucking, dinner plate. All right. There's simple experiments that you can do That fucking one of them is just get a fucking some way of going really high up in the air and looking all the way around. And tell me if you get high enough up in the air, like miles up, and then you get a telescope that's fucking really powerful, and you look in every direction. If you see that seawall, that ice wall, in every direction, that you're on a flat Earth. If you if you don't, you're on something else. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just one thing. And then there's another one, for instance. The Earth has been circumvented east to west, west to east many times. All right. Well, just circumvent the planet north to south, south to north, north to south. Just circumvent the Earth that way. Then you'll find out one way or the other. Those are simple experiments that somebody can do if they had the means to do it, to fucking do it, and then fucking and prove it to everyone. Doesn't matter what the results are, just prove it to whatever the results are. So the people actually just had sat down and actually thought of these things and okay, is this real? All right, well, is there any literal experiments that we can do to prove one way or the other? Well, yeah, okay, well, let's try it out. It's kind of like those perpetual motion machines and stuff that you see on YouTube every once in a while. It looks like some Pakistani guy with fucking flip flops sitting there fucking wiring shit up with super glue. All right, all right. Unless you do the experiment, actually try to duplicate the exact experiment, you'll never know one way or the other if it works or not. Yeah, you'll never know. You have to sit down and actually duplicate exactly what they did and do the experiment for yourself. Because otherwise, it's nothing but bullshit. You know what I mean? One way or the other. I mean, it could be bullshit or it could be real. You don't know. Do the experiment. And that's probably, if I took this on more of a philosophical thing on the scenario when I was talking about self sabotage, maybe look at it like an experiment. Let's see how good it can really get. Maybe the mentality I need to actually look at it as. You know, um, you know, let's see how far I can go without fucking it up. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's possible. And this is another thing too. I have this in the back of my mind. Um, I'm also scared of everything fucking being taken away from me. That's another thing I fear, that I fear of it all being just taken away. I mean, I've had it happen to me before, and I don't want it happening again. And that's another thing too. It's like if things do go to shit, if things start fucking kicking off in this nation, close to home or whatever, um, you know, I'm not looking forward to a lot of that. I mean, there's certain things that I mean, in the long run will probably play out. It might, I don't know, I don't know, but just losing everything again. I'm sick of it. I don't want it to happen again. So there is that in the back of my mind. Yeah. Well, see, this is another thing too. I don't like um, digital money. I don't. I don't. I mean, I rarely. I only use it for certain things because it's the easiest thing to do. But Otherwise, I try to stay away from it. Um, but even that is getting, in a lot of different businesses and stuff like that, they want to do nothing but digital, like direct deposit or some shit like that. They don't want to do like paper checks or any of that kind of shit. I mean, and then I'm also coming from many, many years of working under the table, cash only, which is I like better personally. Um, but it's not reliable. The most reliable and convenient thing is to get in and get in on this, this direct deposit or digital currency scenario because it's just so easy. It's so convenient. You don't have to, and it's reliable for now. I mean, until they want to turn it off. I mean, seriously. I mean, they want that kind of shit because okay, inflation. Well, we'll just start shutting bank accounts down. If the inflation's too damn high or something. I don't know. They'll think of it. Hell, they did that shit over in Canada with those trucker fucking protest shit, fucking shutting people's bank accounts. I mean, what's stopping any government that has pretty much the off switch to any of our financial shit? And like let's say I have my whole life savings and everything is in that fucking account, and then they just shut it off, or I can't access any of it, and I'm just like, what the fuck? It's like I'm supposed to pay the bills, blah blah blah, blah, blah. Basically starve us out. That's like actually a military tactic. Actually, is starvation. Starving the enemy out, taking their ability to produce food or get water or whatever to stay alive. To just wait them out. Wait until they starve themselves to death, and then go in and loot every fucking thing. That is something. It is something that's been done in the past, and I mean, if you think about it, in some ways, it's just done on a more massive scale and a little bit more subtle. It's the exact same scenario. At the same time, they're like, "Oh, we're trying to be humanitarian, so we need to go in there and we need your money to help them and blah blah blah." When they're the ones that created the fucking situation in the first place, you know what I mean? And then they try and step in like, "Oh, we're the good guys. We're the saviors. We're trying to help you from this situation. Da, 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 da. We need everybody to donate to this, or whatever." I don't know, Indy. I mean, see, that's the thing too. Like I said, the decades of me fucking around, it make I literally, I feel like there's a lot of times on certain subjects. Like if I was to get in on the subjects of like common law and stuff like that, the amount of the feeling of banging your head against the wall, that's been that way for years on a lot of different stuff. Until I think on a lot of levels, until it impacts them personally, it won't fucking click. Because I mean, I've asked some of you guys that are over across the pond that are in the chat. I've asked a lot of you guys over there, like, okay, what's going to stop them from locking you guys down again? You know what I'm saying? What's going to stop them? You know what I'm saying? And even if we have enough, awakened people here in America, I don't even think we have enough yet to really stop them from trying that shit again. I don't know. We give them a damn good fight for a second there, I don't know, but I don't know if we got the stamina and the strength. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I question these things. These are things that roll around in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But I do get glimmers. I do get glimmers of what I call hope every so often. So I mean, I know it's out there. You know what I mean? I know there's people out there that are completely fucking they're got their eyes wide open. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I don't see it on a mainstream type of a thing. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of cool if that same type of thing was on a mainstream level, not necessarily there's pockets of here and there. No, mainstream. Can you imagine if the brush fire freedom got a hold of everybody's mind, and that was the most important thing that we coveted in this fucking country was freedom, and that was mainstream. Things would be different, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just one of those, you know, uh, romantics or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. There is a part of me too, man. I understand misery loves company. You know, it kind of sucks more when you're the only one in miserable than when you're the only one miserable. When you're the only one miserable, you're like, fuck, man. It'd be kind of cool if everybody else was miserable like me, and it wouldn't feel so bad. You know, there are people out there that want to, to spread that. You know what I mean? You know, it's almost like it's like some of these people that are kind of miserable going to a damn job all the time. They don't really enjoy it, but they got to do it just to pay the bills, that kind of thing. And then on top of that, they're sitting there telling other people that are like, maybe asking for a donation or something like that. You know, like go get a job, go get a job. Oh, so I can be miserable like you? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You want me to go get a job? You fucking, did you want me to be miserable like you? Misery loves company. All right, Carlos, you have a good one, man. I don't know. You guys, I'm just, you know, if anybody wants to come up, then if I know you, if you want to come up, man, just hanging out. I don't really have anything planned for anything. Sit, I don't know, sit here thinking, you know, sitting here just enjoying the day as far as I can. Stuff like that. What's up, big girl? Oh my God. Shit. Jump on top of me. What are you crazy? Are you crazy? Jumping on top of me like that? Well, because you're heavy and your nails are sharp, both of you. Ah, ah. Later, Pilgrim. I'm starting to lose people out there, I guess. I don't know. See, I don't know, man. I was thinking about making another one of these, another one of these bands because the more I wear this, the more I'm sitting there thinking what I would change, and I'm thinking of different ideas and shit. I don't know if I got enough um, battery life, but I'm like, if I do, I think I'm gonna experiment with some. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Hmm. All right. Let me get some stuff here. Oh, let me see here. Let me get the damn- Mhm. Man. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I'm just going to be fooling around again because, like I said, Mm. All right. All right. What am I doing here? All right. Let's see here. All right. 38% of my battery. Let me see here. I might have to go grab me a plug. I might have to. I don't know if I got enough battery life if I can do the whole thing. You see how it's, I don't know if you can see that, but you see how it's, the leather has formed and all that stuff since I made it, you know, taking that into account too, because I'm sitting there thinking about different things. So, what I'm thinking is I'll do it out of the same leather that I did this. Still, Mm, thinking away, yeah. Yeah, buddy. But I'm also gonna need that. What I'm thinking. Oh shit! Man, I had to do it way out here. And nobody's watching. Nobody's watching anymore. It's pretty crazy. I fucking nobody wants to watch this type of creative shit anyway. and I ain't got no fucking regular, music to play in the background. Mm, come on, um, fucking looking for something. Got something. Good enough. How to do that.